to record. So, welcome everybody. I'm so excited that everyone is here. It fills my heart to know that so many people are taking time out of their busy day to learn more about their health, to learn more to improve their health and tips and tricks and really make a difference in their life. And that just fills me up. So thank you so much. I know there's a million other things you could be doing, but you're here. So let me introduce myself. My name is Letty Algieri. I am a holistic health coach. And my goal, I help busy women find simplicity, because it is overwhelming, in the whole navigating through health and wellness. And I do that so that they can find a way to live a joyful, healthy life full of energy. And we do that with really, really simple tools. And there are so many resources and so many tools and so many things that I do, from mindset things like a video podcast every Wednesday called Tea Time with Letty, and great content that gets emailed out, and workshops like these, and a 10-day Kickstart Your Health program called Shred 10. These are all different tools and resources that I offer so that you can live your best life, right? So today we want to talk about meal prepping. And we're going to go through 4 things. We're going to talk about the negative consequences of not meal prepping, the positive consequences of meal prepping. I'm going to give you a simple tool that you're going to be like, this was so easy. How come I never thought of it? And now you've changed my life. And then before you get off the phone with us or the Zoom, you are going to plan 5 to 7 days for yourself, for your family. Okay. So that's my goal with you guys. So let's just jump in. What happens when you go food shopping without a list? What happens? Feel free to comment in the chat. I'll tell you what happens to me, and I am known for this. I go to the food store, I buy so much stuff that I don't need, and I forget to buy all the stuff that I do need. I've definitely been known to come home and be like, oh, I went there for milk and I forgot the milk, right? Yep, miss key ingredients, Ryan says. Not Ryan, I know, sorry. And so I come home with $200 worth of groceries and I put it all away. And then everyone's like, so what's for dinner? And I'm like, I have no freaking clue. Because guess what? I just bought tons of food, but I didn't buy a meal. I don't know what I bought, but I spent money and I spent time, and I probably bought things that I shouldn't have. And I definitely didn't buy things that I should have. Right? Can you guys agree with me a little bit? Yeah, everyone's nodding their heads. Okay, good. So I spent my time, I spent my money, and I'm not, so, we're going to talk about meal prepping for a convenience perspective, but also from a health perspective, right? Because that's my goal, is to help you lead a healthier, calmer, easier life. So you know that those things that you bought were really not necessarily the healthiest things. You just picked up things that you saw, right? So now you're home, people are like, what's for dinner? You're like, I have no idea. So you put something together quick, fine. Next day, it's noon, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4:30, you're like, should probably think about what's for dinner. 5:30, everyone's getting hungry. You're like, I still don't know what I'm making for dinner. 6 o'clock, kids are hungry. We want pizza. Okay, perfect. Let's order pizza. Sounds great. So now you spent more money because you just ordered pizza. I love pizza. Everyone loves pizza, but not the best choice if you're trying to follow a health regimen. And again, it's like, reaching out there and working without a list or without a plan just gets you nowhere, right? So now it's 2 days later and you're like, all right, I'm going to make dinner. And you're like, oh, I was going to make tacos, but it's, I forgot taco shells. All right. So now you go to the supermarket. Most people live about 10 minutes from a supermarket, give or take a minute or two, right? So it's 10 minutes there, 10 minutes back, 10 to 15 minutes at the store. So now you just spent 30 to 40 minutes of your Wednesday, because I'm going to pretend you food shopped on Sunday, right? It's 30 to 40 minutes of your day. You went to the store, you picked up your taco shells, maybe 5 or 6 other things, because supermarkets aren't there to sell you health. They're there to sell you anything. So those impulse buys that are on the end caps, you're like, oh yeah, I totally need chips. They're on sale. Of course I have to get chips. And you know what? I might as well pick up a few yogurts. They're like, 5 for $5 or whatever. And what happens is you just spent more money, more time, and you didn't come home with the healthiest options. So is everybody in agreement with me that if we don't plan our weeks, things go a little off? Yes? Okay, obviously, otherwise you wouldn't be here. So you're here. Now, what happens if you physically take the time to plan out what's gonna happen for the rest of the week? Now you go to the supermarket with a map, with a list. You know what you need. You know every day when the kid's like, what's for dinner? You're like, I got it. We're making chicken soup or whatever. But you're excited because you have a plan and you know what you're going to feed them. And for me, I don't know if this is how you guys feel. I don't mind cooking. I hate thinking about what to cook. And if I wake up in the morning and I know what's for dinner that night, I swear I have a happier day all around. It's like not weighing heavy on me as opposed to like, well, what are we going to eat today? I don't know. What do you guys want to eat? What do you guys want to eat, right? When you meal prep, and there's a difference between meal prep and meal plan. Today we're going to talk about meal planning, and you can easily prep in the midst of that, right? Once you have a plan. But the plan is the most important part. And when you have that plan, things are smooth. You stick to a budget. You can plan out your meals in a healthy way, and everyone's happier. And I'm going to tell you how I know that this works. Because since COVID, can't say that I've been meal planning as well as I normally do, right? My life has just been a Saturday every day. Like, what day is it? I don't know. It's Blur's day, like Marie likes to say. Every day is the same day. I don't have a routine of when I go food shopping. We're kind of winging it. I don't know what we're doing, right? And I see the stress level in me and the fact that my kids are not eating as healthy and as consistently as they should be when we are on a schedule and on a routine. So in preparing for this tonight, I was like, I really need to get back to this. So I am meal plan for the week, people. All right. So we are going to just jump right in to planning. And here's how we're going to start. I know you all have paper in front of you. I see you with like pens in your hands. You're all ready. I know everybody on this call has the same like 5 to 7 meals that you rotate, that you eat. Everybody in the family eats. It's like the same things, right? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to just write down those things on a piece of paper. Just list them, 5, 7, 10, however many like maintenance, like the routine meals that you know your whole family will eat. Go ahead and take like 2 to 3 minutes and write those down. And if you are watching the recording, go ahead and do the same thing at home. All right, take another 30 seconds. And I'm going to call you guys out if you want to. I'm not going to make anyone speak if they don't want to. But I would love for, if you'd like to share, for you to tell me one of those things And I'm going to go first. I'm going to model for you exactly what I'm looking for. And if you'd like to jump in, it would be great. So for our family, one of the things that we eat all the time, it's a staple, are buffalo chicken wraps. Okay. And this is what that looks like. We happen to be gluten-free family. So I found gluten-free wraps. I grill up some chicken. I cut up some veggies, lettuce, tomato, red onion, and peppers. Heat up the wrap, put the chicken on it, put the veggies on it, and put some hot sauce on that I found. We have a lot of allergies in my family that's dairy-free, gluten-free, and very clean. Fold the wrap in half, looks like a quesadilla, cut it in half, put it on a plate. Super simple, right? So I want to hear from you guys one of your meals and briefly describe, you don't have to go into every detail of the whole recipe, but give me an idea of what it's like. And here's why I want to do this. Something like buffalo chicken wraps to me is so, we eat that twice a week. And I'm like up to here with it, even though they're amazing. But for you, that may be something new that you never even thought of. So the same thing could be happening with one of your meals, that you may be over it, but it's a new idea for me. So if everybody could share one thing, then we can all walk away with maybe 10 new ideas, all right? So as people are speaking, if there's something that sounds interesting, jot it down. If you have a question for them, ask a question. It's totally fine. We are amongst friends, very casual, okay? Does anybody want to volunteer to go first? I'm happy to unmute anyone. All right, Lacey, you go for it, girl. Hold on, I'll unmute you. I don't know why I can't okay, go ahead. You're good.
I just put down taco night. We do taco night every week.
Do you do it on Tuesdays?
Sometimes.
Is there anything different that you do with your tacos? Like you do ground beef, you do turkey, what do you do?
We do tofu, actually.
There you go. That's interesting. Okay, different.
Yeah, kids didn't know the first time.
Did we just ruin that?
No, they know now.
Okay. Yeah. And what other things do you put in there?
We didn't notice the first time when he didn't tell us.
And what do you like to put on your taco, sweetie?
No cheese.
No cheese. We're trying a vegan thing.
Hey, I love it. I love it. Do you put any veggies on it?
She doesn't like cheese. We do hot sauce. We do tomatoes. 2 kinds of beans, black beans and brown beans. We do corn, rice.
Nice. In a hard taco or a soft taco?
We do the combination pack, so both.
There you go. All right. So
we have chips the next day for leftovers.
Perfect. Perfect. So there you go. She's going to plan that, and now she has her lunch planned as well, which I love, because now the goal, you guys, is to cook once and eat twice. Always the goal. Or cook once and eat 3 times. You don't want to cook every day, all day. All right. So that's awesome. You know, maybe that's a new idea for you. Throw tofu or throw beans or throw rice or corn into your tacos. Anyone else who would like to share? Thank you so much, Lace, for going first. Go ahead, Jody. Wait, hold on. I don't know why it's not letting me unmute anybody. You know what? Let me go this way. Unmute all. See if that works. Okay, go ahead. Nope. It's not working. Is anyone Lacey, you're the only one unmuted. I'm sorry, guys. Give me a second. Can you do it? There. Can you do it, Jody?
No?
Yeah. Good.
Okay. Chili.
What?
Chili.
Do you put it in the crock pot? So what do you put in your chili?
I put chicken and kidney beans, red and light red,
Nice.
onions, peppers, corn, spices.
Perfect. I love that. I never make chili with chicken. I always do it with beef. So that's a great idea. Something different. Awesome. Thank you. And then that's also a good leftover day with chips, right?
Yep.
Good. And those of you doing Mexican food like chili and like tacos, you could buy the pre-made taco mixes. It's fine. But some of them are really not clean ingredients. There's a lot of MSG and preservatives and things in there that you can't pronounce. If you can't pronounce it, don't eat it. Stick to cumin and chili powder and pepper and salt, and it's like the same thing. So you can easily make your own, or like some places like Whole Foods has a cleaner version, or like Simply Nature, maybe some of the Stop and Shop brands. Just keep an eye on that. If you read the ingredients and there's more than just spices, don't buy it. Marie, looks like you're up. Let me guess what you're going to share.
What do you think?
I think butter chicken.
Yeah, butter. We have a dairy-free, gluten-free butter chicken that we eat, I would say, at least once a week in this house. It's in the crock pot. It's so simple. All it is some spices. There's actually 3 different spices. Ginger, garlic,
Coriander.
coconut milk. Well, the spices are cumin, coriander, and cardamom. Then we also have fresh ginger, fresh garlic, coconut milk, tomato paste, chicken, coconut oil. That's it. And you make the sauce, put the chicken in the pot, pour it over it. Oh, and an onion. You need an onion too.
Yeah. Pour
it over the chicken and leave it for 8 hours. At the end, you shred it all up, serve it over rice, serve it in a pita bread, serve it with some naan, serve it with some green beans. There's just so many things you can do with it. My daughter likes to make a butter chicken sandwich the next day for lunch.
There you go. And I'm going to do a shout out because Marie and I did a lot of in-person events before quarantine. And she would always bring the butter chicken, and it was always a hit, and it was always so easy. And we do a lot of health conscious events, specifically one called Taste of Shred. And I was telling you that I do this 10-day detox program. It's a Shred 10. And we invite people to come and taste all the yummy things that you can eat. And that is always a shred-friendly dish, which we love, because just because you're eating healthy doesn't mean it doesn't need to taste good, right? So, okay, so that's always good ideas. Anyone else want to share or jump in? Yeah, see if you can unmute yourself. There, it worked.
One of our favorite quick and easy dishes is just like shrimp over the zucchini noodles.
Ooh.
It comes together within 10 minutes. I buy the shrimp usually from Trader Joe's, just like frozen shrimp. And the zucchini noodles so easy. And then we just do like pasta for the kids because they don't really eat the zucchini noodles. But my hubby and I will do. So it's easy to kind of make it friendly for them. It's just quick and easy. We like it spicy, so we'll make the shrimp, we'll put in some red pepper. But
so tell me, I'm curious, and maybe somebody else is curious too, what the sauce is. Like, do you saute it in olive oil or?
Oh, my husband's gonna get it for you.
Oh, okay, you buy a sauce. But okay, so you put a sauce.
No, it's a spice thing. Where did we get it from? Costco? Anyway, he's gonna go get it.
That's awesome.
Because it's really good. It's really good and it's really easy.
I love it. And
here, do you see it?
Oh yeah.
You know this one?
Yeah, so that's a dry seasoning. So do you put any kind of juice or any oil or anything to?
Yeah, just oil, like olive oil. Yeah.
Yeah, for the noodles to slide a little bit. Okay.
Right.
Now tell everybody, do you saute the noodles so that they cook, or do you steam them, or what do you do?
All in the frying pan, like one whole pot dish.
Which is the best because now you're only cleaning one thing, which is
right.
Awesome. Okay, I love that. Thank you for sharing. Totally a new idea for me. I may give that one a shot. Does anybody else want to jump in? Is this helping getting ideas from other people? Is this helpful a little bit? Okay.
Yeah, Letty.
Yeah.
Excuse me, but I really like some of these recipes. How could I get the recipes so that I could actually make them?
That's a good question. And I was thinking about that as I decided to open the gates to this. And, what we could do is if everybody is willing to text or email me their recipe, even if it's like shorthand, like a little bit of this and a little bit of that, then I can email it out to everyone. How does that sound?
Great.
Does that sound good? Okay, good. Debbie, did you want to share anything?
I will.
Go ahead.
I started making unstuffed peppers.
Okay.
It's like stuffed peppers, only you cut the peppers up instead, and you make the whole thing in a skillet. You don't put it in the oven or anything.
So you skip a
So
step.
it's super easy.
Yeah. Now, what do you stuff it with, or what do you unstuff it with?
I use beef, chopped onions, peppers,
Okay.
spaghetti sauce, or whatever marinara I use, long grain rice or brown rice,
Nice.
just like a little bit of steak sauce.
Okay. Oh, that gives it a little kick. Different.
Yeah, a little bit of garlic powder,
Uh-huh.
and that's it. It's just
Perfect.
so easy. And then I put it in the oven in portions so I could just pull it out, microwave it, and I'm good for the night.
Nice. Perfect. That sounds awesome. We have done stuffed peppers. I don't do the unstuffed, which might be a lot easier. And the rice, I think, is amazing. I always love that. And lately, I've been experimenting with quinoa. So if you ever wanted to do a stuffed pepper with the chopped meat and the quinoa, or the tofu and quinoa, or the chopped turkey, that gives it a nice consistency as well. So that's and quinoa's high in protein, which is always
Yeah,
nice.
it sounds really good.
It is really good, but similar to what you're doing, just quinoa instead of rice.
Thank you.
Another thing you can do if you want to go meat free on that is you could take the meat out and replace it with lentils.
Ah, good
Oh,
one. Good
great.
idea,
Thank you.
Marie. Love it. I don't want to put people on the spot. Does anybody else want to participate and share? If not, we'll keep moving. Anyone else? No, we're good to move on. Okay. If you're trying to unmute yourself and you can't and you want to participate, just post in the comments like, unmute me, please. Otherwise, I will let you be. Okay. So hopefully you got a few new ideas to add to your repertoire of recipes, right? The next part of what I want to do is teach you this super easy, amazing trick that is going to revolutionize your life. And if it doesn't, I'm sorry that I built it up really high, but it has changed my life. Christine, I love that you laugh at me. It makes me happy. And okay, grab your index cards. Hi, Nellie. Well, Nellie, I'm putting you on the spot. You ready?
Oh, wow.
So we just went through and we talked about why it's important to meal prep and all that stuff. And then I had everybody make a list of a lot of the meals that they eat consistently and share one. So I know I can put you on the spot. What is one thing that you guys eat all the time that just like is a staple? And it's how you make it.
We stick to it pretty regularly. Like Monday nights are always salad nights. Wednesday nights are always Wexcan, which is Mexican on Wednesday. And and Friday nights are generally pizza night here. And then the other ones, my daughters make dinner on Thursday. So those are kind of the staples. Tuesday night is always our experiment night of the week.
Okay. So is there something specific that your family always eats that you love, that you feel like, oh, that's a staple specifically that you'd like to share?
Like an actual item or a meal?
Yeah, like I said, we eat buffalo chicken wraps in my house like once or twice a week. And somebody eats like butter chicken that Marie makes, and somebody, you know what I mean?
Gotcha. I would just say avocados. They're just like we make a lot of things with avocados.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, you guys, grab your index cards. And here's what you're going to do. I'm going to use, it would be nice if I had a pen. I'm going to use my, my buffalo chicken wraps as an example because I explained to you how to do it. So on the one side, I'm literally just going to write buffalo chicken. So go ahead and pick one meal. We're going to do it with one at a time and write the name of your meal. It could be tacos. It could be whatever you want it to be. All right, good? Okay, that's one side. We're just doing one card at a time. On the other side, I'm not going to write the recipe. And I'm going to tell you why I'm not going to write the recipe. Because I make this a million times a year. Because I know how to make it. Because I'm good. What I want to know is what is in it. What are the ingredients? So for example, for my buffalo chicken, I'm writing gluten-free wraps. I'm writing chicken. I'm writing lettuce and tomato and red onion and peppers and hot sauce. And maybe some mozzarella cheese. The boys in my family like the cheese. The girls, we try to stay away from it. So grab on one side your item, on the other side your list of ingredients. That's it. And again, if you're watching the recording, join us. Do the same thing at home. Are we, it looks like everyone's still writing. Okay. Now, does that seem simple? Is that fine? Okay. I'm going to explain to you why I do it this way, and then we'll take some time and plan out the rest of our week for food, okay? So I have about 25 index cards with all different meals or even desserts, right? It could also be like banana bread or zucchini muffins or everything that we eat, I put on an index card. One side is the item, the other side is the ingredients. When I go to plan my meals for the week, I take out all of my index cards and I put them out on the table. And then I'm like, what do we want to eat this week? We're going to grab buffalo wraps. We're going to grab some tacos. We're going to make butter chicken. I'm going to make chicken cutlets. I'm going to make the shrimp with the zucchini noodles. And I'm going to grab the index cards that I need. 5 to 6 to 7. Some people eat out certain nights a week. Some people have leftovers. You know, you have to figure that out for yourself and what works for you. But let's say 5. Now I have 5 index cards with what I'm eating. My next step is so simple. It's like stupid simple. I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to look at my ingredients. And I have a grocery list that I'm going to be sending to you in a PDF tomorrow, so you could print it out and have it yourself, that will say menu of the week: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever. So I will put Monday, buffalo chicken wraps; Tuesday, chili; Wednesday, tacos, blah, blah, whatever, right? So now I know what I'm eating for the week. On the bottom part, it literally has a column for produce, a column for meats, and a column for others. If you are vegetarian or vegan, you can cross off where it says meats and you can change that into something else, or your produce section is going to be twice as long, hopefully, right? So what I do is I grab my index card and I go, okay, what do I need? Gluten-free wraps, that goes under other. I need chicken, that goes under meat. I need lettuce, that goes under produce. I need tomatoes, that goes under produce. I need peppers, I can't read my handwriting. I need tomatoes. I need hot sauce, that goes under other. So now, when I take all 5 of my index cards and I do that for my list, I literally have a list that is planning my 5 meals for the week. Is that so silly easy? Like so easy, right? And now, then I can say, oh, well, the kids also want chips, or I need to buy, like there's always a little extras that you want to add to your grocery list. But you could do this for your breakfast. You can meal plan. You can meal plan your lunch. You can meal plan your dinner. Personally, I meal plan dinner. I cook extra. They eat that for lunch, and we wing breakfast. That's the truth. Like, I'm not going to lie. That's just how we do it. You know, we have a shake for breakfast, or who wants eggs, or it just always comes together. But maybe breakfast is the hard meal for you. So then meal plan your breakfast. It doesn't matter. So before we move on, does anybody have any questions about this? Specifically with the index cards. Any thoughts, any comments, any ideas, anything at all? Yeah, go for it, Marie.
So I have a system I use very similar to that, but it's actually part of an app that I downloaded on my phone. It's called Food Planner Pro. I think I paid $3 for it. It has horrible reviews. I'll put it out there. It has horrible reviews. However, what I did is you can go in and enter in your recipes, and I didn't put in the full recipe like Letty said. I just wrote down these are the ingredients I need, and I put those listed those ingredients under the recipes, and you gave the recipe a title. Then you can go into a weekly menu planning, and you just put down what you're going to have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then you click the little grocery basket at the top, and it literally lists all of the ingredients you need, but it doesn't put them on the shopping list yet. Because then you can look at that list and say, oh, I have Italian seasoning. I don't need that. Cross it off. Oh, I have crushed tomatoes. I don't need that. I can cross that off. You cross off what you have in your pantry. Then you click move the rest to the shopping list. And it just populates a list in sections: canned goods, produce, meats, deli. And if it doesn't have a section that your grocery store has, like my grocery store has an ethnic section aisle that has all of the Chinese food and all of the Mexican food and all of the, the specialty type foods. I created a section called ethnic, and I coded anything that I need. I can code to that section. You can also put in prices, so you can figure out how much you're actually going to be spending that week.
Wow.
So it's a pretty cool app. And
So
I use
Marie,
it
write the name of the app in the chat for people so that they have it.
Will do.
I think it's awesome. And I think that to have access to it on your phone when you're shopping is fantastic. And for some people that works and it's a game changer. Some people need to physically write. You need to decide what kind of person you are and what works best for you.
And the other thing is, I don't know if a lot of people use Cozy. There's a Cozy app, and that has a shopping list on it also that actually connects to, I don't want to say her name, Alexa.
Oh, she just
If I say it
blinked.
too loud, she'll start listening and start talking. But you can actually connect her to your Cozy app. And so my kids, when they run out of something, like if they eat the last banana, they're like, hey, so-and-so, add bananas to the shopping list. And she puts it on there. So right before I go food shopping, I then look at that list and I enter that all into my Food Planner Pro. And again, it's all separated by aisle. So I'm not running back and forth to the aisles. I know exactly where I have to go.
Which is awesome. Awesome. There are so many ways to organize the list. But what I want you to walk away with is the concept of the index cards. Because then you don't have to say to yourself, like, what's for dinner? I can't think of anything. Like, what do we eat every week? You know, what is that? So if you have your index cards, and you can add to it every time you hear a new recipe, just add to it. I personally don't like to write the whole recipe out. You need a 1/4 cup of this, an 1/8 teaspoon of that. But if you like to, go for it. I just want to keep it simple, and I'm going at it more from an ingredients perspective. But again, some people cook like to a T. I'm more of a wing it kind of person. So you figure out what kind of person you are and what works for you. But the simplicity of having all these cards at once that you can just lay out and pick and choose, or have your kids pick and choose. Hey guys, here's 25 options. What do you want for dinner? And then they get to pick, which is really nice. Nellie, did you want to unmute? Looked like you were going to say something. No? Okay. All right, good. So what we're going to do is it's not so much exciting on my part because I'm going to be nice and quiet now, but let's take a few minutes and meal plan 5 meals for your week this week or next week because we're already almost midweek, right? So take 5 things, write them on your index card, and on the flip side, write the ingredients that go in it. Deal? Good. Everybody get to work. I'm going to do the same thing. Well, what do you think of that? And again, if you're watching the recording, go ahead. You could fast forward through this or you can work alongside us. Nellie asked that we share our ideas in the chat. So we kind of did share ideas before you jumped on, but maybe we'll have people type in a few things that they came up with. Okay, how we doing? Does everybody have at least 3? Do you guys want to each share maybe one thing that you put on something different that you added? I know people just like ideas. People like new things. So anybody want to share one thing on their card that they didn't share before? Christine, I'm calling you out. Sorry,
No, you could always call me out.
I figured I could.
Let's see. Similar to tacos, because we do taco night. We do a grilled chicken taco night.
Oh, nice.
My kids like it like almost like a fajita, I guess, because they like it melted, the cheese melted on the grilled chicken. So I made that, and then I continue it like a taco for my husband and myself with the lettuce, tomato, sour cream, black olives. The other big thing, we do spaghetti and meatballs. I'm Italian, so we have to have that at least once a week.
Yep.
Another quick go-to is I buy a lot of rotisserie chickens. So we do that at least once a week too. And my husband's Hispanic, so I like to make rice and beans with that. And I think that's it. I think everything else everyone has said.
Nice. So quick tip with the meatballs, and I don't want to screw up an Italian's meatballs in any way, but one of the things that I've learned to do is chop up spinach really small and then roll it and put spinach in it. It almost looks like parsley. The kids even, they actually now like it. They're like, oh, you didn't put the spinach in. It tastes funny. I'm like, I know, it tastes better with it. So you might want to consider that. Finding high density, high nutritionally dense foods to throw in and sneak in anywhere you can. And spinach would be one of those.
I love that.
Yeah, sure. Anybody else want to share? Go ahead, Maria.
I also use oatmeal instead of breadcrumbs for the meatballs and for the meatloaf, just to make it gluten free. You can use oatmeal instead, and it gives you a little bit more healthy also.
Cool.
Just don't forget the seasoning.
Right.
Can I ask a quick question? Does anybody make meatballs without frying them? I fry them, listen to me, fry them in extra virgin olive oil, but does anyone like bake them?
So do you fry them or do you saute them?
I fry them. I fry them. That's why they're good.
Yeah. Anybody else want to jump in?
But I fry them, but I do not put the oil in the pan because you don't need the oil. The meat has enough grease in it. So I put it in a non-stick pan and just fry it just like that. So you don't need the oil.
Okay. Thank you.
I have made them in the oven just for simplicity. Like they all go in the oven easier. I feel like once they're in the sauce, they kind of taste fine. The other thing you could try is an air fryer. I have not done that, but you could try the air fryer because that's like better than the oven, but not as like from taste perspective, but not as much as frying. But I do what Marie does. I just saute them with like nothing because they have enough fat.
Yeah. My kids won't eat them. They don't like them if I just bake them. I've tried it to try and get around it, but they will eat it if I fry it. The air fryer I haven't tried, but I have a fairly large air fryer, but I feel like I'd have to do so many different batches of them because you have to keep them in one layer or they'll wind up becoming meatloaf instead of meatball.
So, but listen, if you throw spinach in them and you saute them instead of deep frying them, that's a win right there. That's 2 healthy steps towards spaghetti and meatballs, right? Anybody else want to throw something out that we haven't heard? Yeah, Ursula, I haven't heard from you.
Well, we like chickpeas and potatoes in my house. Chickpeas and potatoes. So it's just curry, chickpeas, canned chickpeas, you strain them, potatoes, cook them up.
What kind of potatoes? Like boiled potatoes?
Yeah,
or like,
boil them, yeah.
Okay, so they're cut up like, and then you put chickpeas and you saute it all with a curry?
Exactly.
I'm going to your house for dinner.
Yeah, that sounds good. We use
I want the recipe on that one.
Look at that. So, he does most of the cooking.
He can come to my house. That's awesome. I love that. It's different.
We use the air fryer a lot. We do I do sweet potatoes in the air fryer, red potatoes. I've done Brussels sprouts. I put squash in the air fryer. So
the air fryer is great. We just got it maybe, I don't know, 7-8 months ago. Game changer. I love it.
Air fry and olive oil. Does everything.
Awesome. I'm going to throw a really fun recipe out at you guys. It's one of my favorites. I do it all the time when I have people over, especially at our healthy events. And it comes from the Shred 10 cookbook. And it's a vegan, so Lacey, listen to this. It's a vegan burger. And I always make it when I have leftovers because it's a lot of ingredients I feel like it's annoying to make it all fresh then and there. But all you need is cooked sweet potatoes, can of beans, cooked rice. So I wait till I have like leftover rice, leftover sweet potatoes, and then I grab it all. You can make the easy version or the better tasting version. The better tasting version is you saute some garlic and onion, okay? And then I don't even remember what you do with it because I wing it. The recipe may be a little different than what I'm gonna say because I just improvise. But so you saute that, and then you can roast a sweet potato or I just bake one and have it nice and mushy. Literally throw it all in a bowl. The onion, the garlic, salt, pepper, whatever spices you like, a little bit of cumin maybe, and you put beans, rice, sweet potato, and you mush it up, like grossness, right? What I do with the beans, half of the can I mash up to make almost like, it's not like refried beans, but it looks like refried beans. It's like mashed. And the other half, I don't. I like it a little bit bigger. And then when you put it all together, the mushy part of the beans like molds all together, and then the bigger part of the beans look like beanie. Is that making sense? And then you make little patties in them. You could saute them on the stove top. They taste really good that way. You can bake them. They taste okay that way. And then they come out really good in the air fryer. That's what made me think of it. And now here is the most delicious thing you've ever eaten. A dip. It's an avocado cumin dip. It's the easiest thing you've ever done. You put olive oil, lime juice, and I have the recipe so I can give you the exact measurements, but olive oil, lime juice, an avocado, and cumin in the blender. And you blend it all up. And then you have creamy, delicious, thick, it's just amazing. And you can dip anything in it, but those burgers dipped in that taste incredible. Wow. So, and I know I explained it and it was a lot of steps, but really it's not. It's onion and garlic and rice and sweet potatoes and beans all mashed together and put in the air fryer. Like it's really that simple. And I'm happy to share that recipe with you.
And I can vouch for Letty. That's one of the ones she makes at our Taste of the Shred parties. And oh my goodness, they are so good. They go so fast.
Yes, they do. They do. So here, I'm going to ask for you guys. I feel like most of you received an email from me today to get the call information. I feel like Rachel did not because you got it from the other Rachel or Debbie. Is it Debbie that didn't? So if I don't have your email address, please type it in the chat below. If you feel uncomfortable sharing it with everybody on the call, just hit my name and it'll privately go to my name and nobody else's. And then what I'll do is I will email you tomorrow the food shopping list like to write on. And when I email you, email me back your recipe. I'll put them all together and then I'll send everybody out an email. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay, it's a lot of back and forth, but that's what we're gonna do. So I don't wanna take up a lot more of your time, but I wanna know, do you guys feel like you have a handful of meals ready for the week? Yes, okay. Tomorrow when you get your sheet, print it out and then take your index cards or do it on a blank sheet of paper right now. It's really simple, you guys. It's literally like every day of the week, what you're gonna eat, produce section, meat section, other section. If you don't like other and you want to divide it up into more areas, go for it. It's your list. Do whatever you want with it. And then you have everything organized. All your meals are planned. And when your kids say, Mom, what's for dinner? You're like, I know what's for dinner. I feel so cool. I'm on top of it. You're defrosting things in the morning. Like it's ready to go and you don't have to stress about it. And if you can use a crock pot, the greatest thing ever, do it. I love you guys that you're all loving my index card trick. I told you it was going to change everything. It's just so easy and so great. So now let me just tell you one last thing. There are so many ways that I can pour into you and I can help you and I can coach you to live a life full of joy and energy and health. And one of them is weekly. And so like next week we have another webinar. So we do webinars weekly, sometimes monthly. Next week, it is Don't Let Dessert Sabotage Your Diet. And Marie is going to be doing most of that. She's going to be giving you awesome recipes and showing you how to make dessert that's healthy for you. So that you definitely don't want to miss. Marie, Nellie, and I all run a wellness group called Let's Get Real with Health on Facebook. So if you are not on there, there are so many great resources. Every day we pour into you guys with great information. Make sure that you type below, yes, I want to be in your group, and we will add you. Actually, in fact, guess what? Tomorrow, when you get the email from me, it's going to say, join our wellness group. So click on that and join. Do it that way. Of course, if you don't follow me on Facebook, that's a great way to get information. And I send out a weekly newsletter. Weekly, every 10 days, give or take. And the last thing that I love to do, and I mentioned it so many times, was the Shred 10. It's an amazing program, and many of you on this call right now are currently shredding with us. Today's day 9. We do 10 days. The first Monday of the month, we do shred, and we shred bad habits for 10 days and flood our body with good habits for 10 days, and amazing things happen. Our next shred should be September 7th. But it's Labor Day, and it's the day before the kids go back to school, and that's a whole other conversation. So I'm not sure if we're going to start it like the Wednesday or the following Monday. I will get back to you, but know that it'll be in the first 2 weeks of September for sure. So if you are like, okay, I need to take care of my health, and I need to shred some bad habits and maybe lose a few pounds and have a little more energy and get rid of my cravings, you definitely want to ask more about that, because that may be a great program for you. And with that, I think I just want to thank you guys and be so proud that you took this time. I mean, you spent an hour out of your evening to learn how to plan your week. Here's the thing. You learned how to plan it. You're going to plan it. Now you have to follow it, and you have to do it, right? Because knowledge isn't power. Applied knowledge is power. So take the knowledge that you learned and apply it and make a change in your health. It's the simple little tweaks that make all the big difference. Be proud of your every little win, every little thing you do. Be so proud of yourself. And if you don't plan one week, no big deal. Don't throw in the towel. Just do it again the next week. If you take a step back, no worries. Just get right back on. And that's a key to move forward, I think, for everything. Because sometimes we tend to sabotage ourselves. Give yourself grace. Do the best you can. And little steps will take you a really long way. So thank you guys so much for joining, and hopefully we'll see you again next week.
Thank you so